How do you do? So I got two comments or questions from my followers regarding on Cubase. One was actually regarding that, how do I open and close a plugin window in or insert window in Cubase from my SSL UF8. So how do I do that? That's one thing I'm gonna discover in this. Another topic was that as there is a now Cubase 14 and then also Maschine 3, that should I actually update my video regarding how to create a machine template in Cubase 14. And that's the second thing I'm gonna do in this video. So let's get going. Okay, so first let's look at how to open and close a insert in Cubase using keyboard shortcuts, and then also how to program that into the SSL UF8. So let's firstly take a sample instrument, like let's bring some instrument that I can just use and create a track and channel into it. So now I have the Arturia Mini, which is basically the Moog software version, and then I would like to, of course, then bring different type of inserts, like maybe LA to A, and maybe a Pro Q4, for example. So now I have two inserts there, and how to program that in Cubase is that you go into the key commands, and then you should actually look into insert 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. And that's what I have done. So once you have it here, you can go and then program and insert into it. So you do it like clicking on the empty space. If you don't have this program, you go and click on the empty space, and then you define your keyboard command. So I have already predefined mine. So what I found out that was free was Command Option Shift 1, and then Command Option Shift 2. So I have programmed this, and then I have actually then for the next from 11 to 16, I have actually done it with basically Control Option Shift. So I added a control so that I get enough combinations to gather and discover all the basically the plugins that are inserts that are available in Cubase. So that's one thing. Then in SSL UF8 you have, of course, when you press this button, it will close and bring you the controlling environment into which you basically the software, the SSL 360. So if you press this 360 button, it will open up the 360 for you. And there now what I have done is that instead of using here, I have the Cubase layer, of course, the layer 1. I'm not using the factory part, but I have defined it as a user. So you need to click on the user to enable you to override all these buttons that you see here, like the send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what I have done is I have done the similar commands that I had in a Cubase. I have basically then programmed them into my SSL UF8, and that is how I have done. This only had 8 parts, so the rest of those I have actually done into Metagrid, so that I can cover all the 16 slots, because I tried to use like shift or something here, but that you can't do. And then for these plugin and channel, I basically with the plugin I programmed an instrument to be open and then the channel window open. So I'll see how it then works. So And all those I have then of course defined here as a keyboard shortcuts. So now if I go and press 1, it will open and close the first one and the second one. And then if I go here, I can actually then get the channel or the instrument that is available. I guess I have actually changed the keyboard shortcut for that, so I need to check it. But anyway, this is how you do it. So this is how you can do it. And of course, if you have multiple channels, you can easily do that. Like it will always open and close the selected track. So let's just do another one, just an example here, so that you will see how it basically works. And let's go here and bring some different plugins. And let's go here maybe to bring another type of a plugin, and then maybe then the next one also. I have actually done these short things also into Metagrid. There is a video about how I have actually created this to recall the plugins based on the name, so that I don't need to type them. But now again, if I'm in this track, I can then just basically go and close the plugins in this track that I have added. And then of course if I go into the other track, it will respectively open the plugins from it. So this is how you program the keyboard shortcuts to open and close the plugin windows or the insert windows for the selected track. And then that is how you actually also then through 360 you basically program those keyboard shortcuts in a user-defined mode into SSL UF8, and so that is basically the trick to do it. Okay. Next, let's clean this up, and then now we will go and look into bringing basically the Native Instruments Maschine. So let's go and close these and then go into the Native Instruments area where I have here, and then we go and we want to, no, come on, we want to bring a Maschine 3 in here. And once that is loading, then of course you can see Maschine loading here. Okay. So now we have it as a default setting, and specifically when you are here in here, you can actually and this is basically when I say you are here, you are going into a group. So if you go into the browser mode, so you have projects, you have groups, you have sounds, instruments, and so on. But here when you are in a group mode, you can actually define that does it actually bring routing or not. And I have disabled this because if it's enabled, it will bring the default routing from the patch and from the group. But if it's disabled, it will not bring the routing. So whenever you do the routing and you bring an instrument group here, like if I would bring this now here, so I'm not basically overriding the routings, but currently everything is routed to, as you can see, to go basically through the standard stereo channel. But when you want to, of course, deal with individual tracks and you want to deal with individual pads from here, so you want to most likely have your own inserts to kick or snare or do sends from Cubase. What you need to do is then you go over here and then basically you go and select from Maschine. You basically then from here you need to click all these channels, and now you can see that the faders start to react on those. So you basically then enable all the 16 channels to route the audio into, and now basically you have done that. And then of course what you now have, if you go into the mixer and look into the mixer, you see that all those 16 channels are now routed in here from the first one. But when I play, if I press play, they all still go into the stereo track because I haven't done nothing in my Maschine. There is two ways of doing it. So one way is to do it from hardware. So you basically go into your channel, and from here you can basically say that where does the output go. So if you take the first one, you basically set it go to external 1. Then second one goes to the external 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you can of course do this from the software as well, so you don't need to use the Maschine controller, but of course that is I would say quite easy to do it from here. And then now we go to 13, 14, 15 and 16. And now once you play, now all the sounds are coming from the respective channels. Let's see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if I have, let's add some kick here. So just for the, you know, the sake of showing that. So that it works correctly. And this is how you route the audio into it. But then another thing is that if you would like to send basically the audio into separate channels, but you would also like to do the MIDI, so that you could send the MIDI from Cubase into Maschine. You of course can do from here, so that you need to actually add a MIDI track, and then MIDI output will go to Maschine, and then here you can actually say that it goes to the event input and channel 1, and then, you know, this is kick, for example. And now all the MIDI will from here will go and launch the kick. So if I disable this and I create a pattern here, let's do a smaller one. Oh, maybe let's do a smaller pattern maybe. No, come on. So no, yes, so let's do like, let's go over here and maybe also do it a bit more smaller in that respect. Let's just have 4 bars. Let's do like a bigger view here, so that we don't need to kind of program all the way. So we go here, and now if I go and do, it's usually in Maschine, it's C4 is for the channel that you want to send the MIDI in, is basically the channel information that you send. But now, in order to get the input right, you need to actually go from here to input, and then from here to MIDI, and then you say that MIDI host, and for this one MIDI host is 1, and now basically once that is basically then played, let's go here and do some, no, come on, loop here, and let's loop it. So now if I go into the, I see that the kick is now being launched from the MIDI in Cubase, and similarly I would now go through all the other 16 MIDI channels, so that I would create a respective MIDI track for it. This would of course go into the channel 2, and then I could say that this is snare. And now if we go, and we can basically just copy this from here to here, and then we go over here, and we may basically take that out, for example, and then so that we have every second. And now we play, and now we can see that basically now, let me see, yeah, of course it doesn't, because I haven't programmed it. So again, I need to go every pad. So here pad 1 is programmed, pad 2 is sent, so host, and then of course 2. So now when I play, I can hear basically the kick and snare hitting correctly. And this you would not, of course this you would need to now repeat for each and every channel. So you go here, you say default, you say basically host, and then number 3, host, and number 4. And once you do this mapping, and you basically store the template, whenever you bring another group on top, like now I have this group, but let's say that I would like to take the 808 kit, and if I need to, and let me raise this up so that the display might not be, or the below screen is not floating on top. But here is the routing. So if the routing is enabled, it will wipe out your routing. If the routing is disabled, it will bring in the pattern, and it will bring all the sounds, but it will not basically destroy your routings. And now once I have here a kick and all that, but let's disable the pattern first. And now we basically hear then 808. And that's pretty much it. So now you can hear that as you see. So routing was kept, all the routing was kept, and also for MIDI and audio. Let's actually basically maybe let's mute these so that I can then just play from here, and you can see that all the audio routings are still valid. As you know, everything gets fired. All the audio routings are valid, so nothing was lost because I didn't have this routing enabled. And then now once I have done all the routings, and let's play a bit so that I have also done everything here, I could of course create now a folder into which I can basically add everything. So I can basically add group track for the selected tracks. So I could basically say that all these go, but I can also move this to a new folder. And then this folder, I can just say that this is basically Maschine 3, and then I could continue, of course, do the mappings, but that's something that I won't, because you know already based on these few things that how to set it up. I hope you were able to see it from here clearly, that you know how to route the MIDI into the Maschine, how to route the audio out from Maschine. And then now I would like to save this as a Maschine template. So then I of course go into here and say that save as a template. And I already have a base template with TR8S, but now I can go and create a, and I could actually also select a template category. It's a production, recording, scoring, mastering, none. If it's none, then it goes into the more categories. If it's production, it is within the production templates that are also provided. Some of them are also provided by Cubase. So let's say like, let's name this a Maschine 3. And now I say OK. And now basically the template has been saved. So I can go and just basically now close this project. Usually I save this as well, so I just, that if I need to tweak my template somehow, I don't need to start things from scratch. Of course I could open a template, data modification, and save it as a template, but I also sometimes save them as a project. But that's of course, you know, what and how you are used to work with. So now when I go to start a new project and I go into the production, I see the Maschine 3 template here. Then I just select it and say create. And now it will basically ask a folder into which I want to create. I just select the same folder that we were in. And now I have it here. So now I have everything ready to go. All the routings are in place. So okay, let's put this into here. And this is how I save time. I don't need to basically then you know, do all these routings, mappings again and again and again when I start from scratch. And then now if I would run it from the MIDI, you can of course have all the MIDI routings also stored along with your template. Okay, so hope you enjoyed today's session. So we went through that, you know, how to open and close inserts in Cubase and how to program that into SSL UF8. Additionally, I showed how to create a Maschine 3 template in Cubase and how you can do the audio and MIDI mappings and routings from Maschine to Cubase and from Cubase to Maschine, so that everything works fluently and you can do it either way. Hopefully you liked the video, and remember to like them. If you like them, it will support me greatly. And remember to subscribe for my channel for further content. Thanks for watching. Bye now.